Lightning is unpredictable, and it's scarier than people realize. Today, I will be joined by Dr. Savage Flame, a wildfire expert. I'm your host, Crispy Man. This is When Lightning Strikes. All right, before we discuss wildfires and how lightning may or may not cause wildfires, let's talk a little bit about how lightning actually works. And for that, I'll need some doodling. So first, warm air rises up. Once the warm air rises up, it cools off and makes big clouds. Once those big clouds are up there, you can see in my diagram of my big cloud, and this is my warm air going up. Once it's up there, the cloud is big. Inside the cloud are particles of ice, water, hail that all bump around into each other. I'm going to have to do a little bit of extra bumping. As this happens, it separates into positive and negative charges. See that right there? There's my positive and negative charges. The upper part of the cloud acquires a positive charge, while the bottom part of the cloud acquires a negative charge, leading to a rather attractive effect on the ground below. Eventually, all that tension builds up and keeps building and building until boom! We see a bolt of lightning. There are many types of lightning strikes. There is cloud to ground, there's cloud to cloud, and there's intra-lightning, the most common type of lightning. And finally, the rarest of all lightnings, ball lightning. Lightning can be one of the most beautiful and exciting phenomenon in the world, but it is also dangerous. Make sure you admire the beauty from indoors, or else you could end up looking like me. Now, how does all of this relate to wildfires? Well, that's why I'm going to introduce my guest, Dr. Savage Flame.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It is really an honor to be on your show.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming. And what is a wildfire really?
Yes. Well, a wildfire is exactly what it sounds like. A fire gone wild, out of control.
How do we get to that point to where fire is actually wild?
Well, first, we need to take a look at what it takes for a fire to survive. There are three things: fuel, heat, and oxygen. I have a little demonstration with a simple candle. As you can see, we light the candle. There's oxygen. If we remove that oxygen, you'll see slowly the fire will die out. Voila, fire's gone, and all we have is smoke. I will say most wildfires are human caused.
And not by lightning?
About 85% of wildfires are caused by humans, whether it's people forgetting to put out campfires, vehicles, fireworks, power lines that fall down.
Wait, so how does lightning lead to wildfires here?
Let's recall those three essential elements a fire requires to thrive: fuel, heat, and oxygen. In a location abundant with dry grass and leaves, such as that which serve as fuel, and in the presence of lightning, the heat source is provided. However, the only type of lightning that starts wildfires is dry lightning. This is when we have thunder and lightning, but little to no rain. When dry lightning hits a tree or a patch of grass, and seeing how lightning is way hotter than the surface of the sun, sometimes fires can start. That, mixed with the wind, is a recipe for disaster.
Oh boy, that is scary. Can I have a hug?
Yeah, it's pretty scary, especially since most lightning-caused wildfires can go unnoticed for days on end just because they are normally start in the middle of nowhere. And these fires are only getting worse with climate change. Temperatures are rising and droughts are prolonging. causing more and more dry vegetation. So when lightning hits a forest, in these types of conditions, it's like dropping a flame on gasoline. Also, as the atmosphere becomes more unstable, there is a predicted increase in dry lightning. Nature Climate Change and Geographical Research Letters predict a 12 to 50% increase in lightning strikes with every 1 Celsius rise in global temperature.
Wow. Is there anything we can do about this?
Actually, there's a lot we can do about this. For example, clearing out trees and dead plants, building more and more fire-resistant homes, be overall a more mindful person when it comes to using fire. Take care of your cigarettes, make sure you put out your campfires, and limit the use of fireworks or anything in that realm that can spark a fire on dry and windy days.
Well, I'll definitely do my due diligence, even knowing I really would appreciate 50% more lightning. I'll be more mindful of a person when it comes to using fire. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for teaching us all about wildfire basics and how they can be linked to lightning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm Chris P. Bacon, and this is When Lightning Strikes.
Beautiful. Okay.
Are we good?
Okay. 3,